But you know, especially again, if you're working out, you're doing things, if you have a protective style, you do want to make sure that you're keeping your scalp clear. So I'll show you guys how it comes out. It's a little thicker than water here, so it is like an actual serum. Let's go ahead and get into it, you guys. I'm gonna start off with, I'm gonna try to take you through, I guess, a typical wash day for me, or yeah, a typical wash day. I'll try to just take you through it on a journey. So I tried to group things, you know, as they would appear in the routine. I might get a little bit off, just a little bit, but I have a couple things here that I like to use for detangling. One is a wide tooth comb, and the other one is my all favorite Denman detangling brush. The Paul Mitchell Detangler Comb is really great if you're just doing like larger sections of hair. If you don't need to finally detangle, I actually like to use this after I've done like my total wash day, my hair is detangled, and before I do any type of styling or whatever, I like to use this comb to just kind of go through the sections and get everything nice, detangled, and smooth. So it's a really nice, affordable brush here. Comb, excuse me, by Paul Mitchell. It also has a little hole on the end here that you can apply like I guess a string or a ribbon if you need to hang it like in your shower or something like that. But this is really great for wet detangling, or again, dry detangling, which I wouldn't recommend. I would always recommend at least having some type of detangler product, especially if you're curlier hair, just to try to not damage your hair while you're doing detangling here. So I do like this comb. I typically use a brush for like my heavy duty detangling, but I do have use for a comb as well. It's also really nice to part my hair in sections, because I do have to style and detangle in sections. So this one I can use for my parting, and also just kind of detangling large sections at a time. So really nice comb here. It also looks pretty chic, I think, as well. All right, in addition to that, like I said, I just used this yesterday, so I have a couple hairs in here. But this is the Detangling and Styling Brush by Denman. I have used this one for a few months now. I've tried all the ones that are like, you know, the ones that kind of spring open, like when you brush it. This is supposed to be for like curly hair. But this one was recommended by a couple of hairstylists and length retention coaches, I would say. They were recommending this brush. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. I got this one and I've never looked back. I feel like detangling my hair has never been easier until I got this brush. I don't even know what to tell you about it. It works really, really well, especially when I use like my pre-shampoo or when I have conditioner in my hair. You know, I start at the ends and work my way up, and I just feel like my curls, like I have very tightly coily hair. It just glides through this brush. It's also pretty large too. So again, if you have a lot of hair, and you're trying to do, you know, bigger sections at a time, I feel like this works really, really well for detangling. So one of my favorite detangling tools here that I certainly use every wash day. All right, next I have, I'm gonna get into like some of my hair products, like routine that I like. So now every wash day is really important for me to have something to clarify my hair, because I do use hair grease, and then I also have some silicones in my routine. So I want to make sure that I'm clarifying my hair and also hydrating my hair. Oh, hey Kara. Hey. I like to use both. So I got this one that I started using. This is the Hyaluron Pure by L'Oreal. All right, this one, it says for oily roots and scalp and dehydrated lens. Hi, hello everybody. It also has salicylic acid and hyaluronic acid in here. It's 10% off for the large bottle of this, but I really like this on my hair. I felt like it clarified without making my hair feel too stripped down. So I really like this. I also like that it has salicylic acid for my scalp, because that can help break down some buildup, especially if your scalp gets oily, if you do working out, or you know, where your hair can kind of get a lot of buildup on your scalp. I do like that. And then it has the hyaluronic acid, which helps balance the hydration with that exfoliation in there. So I really like this. This is one that I've been using to clarify my hair. And then, oops. Let's see, well, I'll review this next one in here. This is the Care Hydrating Detangling Conditioner. I forgot to bring it out with me. Shampoo, excuse me. But this is really great. This is a hydrating shampoo that I use. If you clarify your hair, you're definitely going to want to follow up with a hydrating shampoo just to add the moisture back in your hair. It's just what I do for my hair. So I really like this Care. I have the hydrating shampoo and conditioner. I have other conditioners that I kind of added to my regimen, so I pretty much stick with the hydrating shampoo though. So if you do clarify your hair, love you too. Thank you for joining today. If you do clarify your hair, definitely my recommendation would be to follow up with the hydrating shampoo. So this is the one that I actually like to use. It adds a lot of slip to my hair. It's very easy to detangle with, which I know a lot of shampoos, some shampoos, I feel like you gotta wait till you get to the conditioner to try to detangle, but I don't have that issue with this one by Care. So I would definitely recommend if your hair is on the drier side, and again, you want a really hydrating shampoo to your routine, or if your hair is not on the drier side, but you do use a clarifying shampoo that can be a little bit drying, definitely give a hydrating shampoo a try. Okay, I'm just missing quite a few things today. This is another product that I recently started using. This is the Hyaluron. I've not heard that, but I can kind of see the resemblance there. I can see that a little bit. Thank you for your comment. This L'Oreal, this is a treatment that you can use, like a hydration treatment that you can use in your hair, in addition to a conditioner. If your hair is a lot more on, again, the drier side, and you need this as a boost, I really like this one. It only takes 8 seconds. It's the Wonder Water by L'Oreal. It only takes 8 seconds to kind of activate in your hair. So you would just need to, after you shampoo, put a little bit of this in each section of your hair. Let it sit for at least 8 seconds. Mine typically is on about maybe 20 to 30 seconds. And then you just rinse it out, and then you apply your conditioner. Okay, so it's really great to, once again, add more hydration to your hair, which if you are on a length retention journey, like myself, you know the importance of making sure your hair stays properly hydrated, because dryness can lead to breakage. So a wonderful product that I have in my regimen. In addition to this conditioner that I recently started using, this is also by L'Oreal. This is a Hyaluron Plump Hydrating Conditioner. Once again, I really like to use products to add that hydration back into my hair. This one also has hyaluronic acid. It's for dry, dehydrated hair. If your hair feels dry, it can be a lot of different reasons why. It's not necessarily that it needs to be more hydrated, but if you have a pretty solid hair care routine and you need a conditioner, all conditioners should be hydrating for your hair. But this one definitely, it gives a lot of slip to it. It's a great price point. It's also 14% off right now, so you can take advantage of that. But yeah, definitely love this as just a hydrating conditioner. I do have some deep conditioners and hair masks later in the carousel today. But this one is one that I'm a really big fan of here. So recently, this is kind of like my go-to. I have two actually by L'Oreal that I've been using lately. All right, next let's get into some scalp things, because your scalp, it definitely is a big part of your hair journey. It's something that you certainly don't want to neglect. You want to make sure it's clarified, you don't have a lot of buildup, but you also don't want it to get too dry. So a lot of us know the struggle of trying to have a hydrated and clean scalp, but also not adding products that'll also block, you know, your hair follicles on your scalp that can lead to irritation and stuff. So I have a few products here that I like. This one I loved. I was looking for something that I can put on my scalp in between wash days, like after I work out. So when my scalp gets really sweaty, I needed something to kind of soak up that excess oil, clean my scalp, but also not make it feel super dried out. So I got this by Pattern Beauty by Tracee Ellis Ross, who I love. And this is the Deep Scalp Detox. Okay, they do have a larger size. I wanted to give it a try at first, so I picked up the smaller version of this one. I absolutely love this. It has like a little nozzle here, so it's very easy to apply if you have a protective style, if you have braids, anything like that, or if your hair is just, you know, loosely styled. You just take the little nozzle and you can go, I'm gonna put this on so I don't accidentally spill it, and you can just go, again, right to your scalp. It is, you know, for your scalp, not the length of your hair, so I like that it has a nozzle to make sure it's going to the appropriate place. So I try not to overuse this, so I'll just do a gentle squeeze just to get the product to come out, and then I just take my fingers and just kind of do this motion here to get it circulated through my whole scalp. So a lot of us, especially when you can't wash your hair every day, if it's like weekly, you know, if your hair is more on the coily side, natural hair, you do want to make sure that you are washing your hair pretty regularly, but once a week is typically fine for our hair type. But, you know, especially, again, if you're working out, you're doing things, if you have a protective style, you do want to make sure that you're keeping your scalp clear. So I'll show you guys how it comes out. It's a little thicker than water here, so it is like an actual serum. Feels really nice. My scalp just felt very clean and hydrated after I use this. I'm just showing you because if it's safe for my scalp, it should be just fine on my skin here. So there's maybe like a very faint lemon scent in here. I'm not sure if there's an actual fragrance added to this. Actually, I don't think there's any fragrance in it. I think there's like a lemon, some type of lemon ingredient in here that gives it that little, it's like a hint of like a lemon scent to it, but it does, again, feel really nice. So I would definitely give this a try. Again, if you sweat, if you work out, if you do those things and you need something, again, in between wash days to cleanse and detox your scalp. Even if you don't do that, and again, you need to extend the time between your wash days, this is something that you can give your scalp a really nice kind of clean feel in between. Let me see if I can actually, I'm not the ingredient expert, but I can try to break down some of the ingredients for you. So water and glycerin are the first two ingredients, which I typically like because water is the hydration, the glycerin is a humectant, so it draws moisture into your hair. It also has mandelic acid, lactic acid. Those are going to be exfoliating ingredients. Those are going to help break up some oil and things like that that might build up on your scalp. Let's see what else is in here. There is some basil leaf. Okay, that's where we get the lemon smell. There is a lemon peel oil, tea tree oil. I typically avoid oils on my scalp, but essential oils are usually fine. Everybody's hair type is going to be different, but an essential oil is different from adding like olive oil to your scalp, which I personally do not do. But essential oils are nice in formulations. Let's see. It has a tea tree. It has a lemon extract. Oh, it has some type of like clay extract in here as well. So that'll also help dry up excess oil and sebum on your scalp. So really nice ingredients. Again, I'm not a chemist or a medical professional, just reading off the ingredients off the bottle here, but I really like this for a scalp cleansing in between wash days. All right, I have two things here that can also really help hydrate your scalp. One is a serum, one is a moisturizer. I honestly have used both together just fine. This is the Eva NYC Hydrating Scalp Serum. This also can help with a little bit of buildup, is also with hydration on your scalp, because it has hyaluronic acid and glycolic acid in this one. It's a little dropper. That's the serum here. Again, if your scalp is dry and flaky, this is something that you might want to give a try. This one is a little bit lighter, but you can still tell it's not a water feel. It's like a you know, has a little bit of slip to it. So this one, when I use this one, my scalp felt like really cool. It was almost like a cooling sensation to my scalp, which was really nice. It felt very hydrated. It does have hyaluronic acid that helps to lock in the moisture, like I said. It also has glycolic acid. That really is just helping to tone and balance your scalp. So again, if you do have excess oil, excess sebum on your scalp, this is something, you know, you need both. You need a balanced scalp. You don't need it to be too dry, but also too oily as well. It says on the bottle here that it is clinically proven to instantly hydrate the scalp. And let's see, I'm pretty sure this does also have water and glycerin in the ingredient list. It also has hyaluronic acid, glycolic acid. Let's see. There's some different root extracts in here. Again, I'm not a chemist, so I'm not gonna act like I know what everything is on this bottle, but hyaluronic acid, glycolic acid. This is a really nice kind of balanced scalp serum. Again, if your scalp gets dry in between your wash days as well. Now here is a moisturizer. Again, it's important to kind of know how different ingredients function on the scalp. Again, a lot of like oils and heavy oxidatives like hair grease and things like that, that can cause further irritation on your scalp if it's not properly moisturized. And plus, everybody's scalp can't take oils if you have like sebderm or something like that. So this is the Jupiter Daily Hydration Renewing Scalp Moisturizer. Okay, this one has biopeptides, jackfruit extract. It also has vitamin E. This is dermatologist tested and clinically tested. Okay, I usually run ingredients through like an ingredient checker to see if there's anything that contributes to fungal acne or malassea, because I just try to avoid those ingredients in general in my products. So I ran this through. This one worked out just fine. It also doesn't have any synthetic fragrances in it if you're sensitive to fragrance and things like that. So this has a very long not very long, fairly long ingredient list. Again, I'm not a chemist or a medical professional, but I do see glycerin in the ingredient list as well. And water is the first ingredient, which is typically important for me for any type of scalp moisturizer. You can see this comes out much thicker than the others. This doesn't run and feels great on the scalp in between. If you are properly moisturizing your hair on your wash day through your routine, you should, like, your scalp shouldn't feel dry after your wash day routine. All right, but in between, especially if your scalp is on the drier end, like if you have, you know, certain things that cause your scalp to be a little bit drier, this is something that you can use in between to add some moisture and hydration back into your scalp. It also has this little nozzle here that makes it very easy to apply right on your scalp as well. Now, I did say that I typically don't apply oils on my scalp with the exception of essential oils. This Dermazine MCT Scalp Moisturizer is a malassea safe. So if you get sebderm on your scalp, dandruff, things like that, this is safe, should be safe for that, as their claim here. It has tea tree and rosemary, which are essential oils again, everybody has a specific, you know, skin needs and concerns. So that's important there. But I use this one to seal. It does say scalp moisturizer, but I think it's important to know that oils aren't for moisture. Oils are for sealing. So if your scalp is already dry, putting an oil on top of that will not really do much for you. But if your scalp is moisturized, like right after you know, you get out of the shower on your wash day, using an oil to seal that in typically works really well. So if you want one that is melasma safe, that doesn't contribute to fungal, acne, and things like that, this one is one that I would recommend give a try. I'm like halfway done with this bottle, so I've used this one quite a bit. It has tea tree and rosemary. Once again, it also has MCT oil in it. It's a very simple ingredient list that I like because, you know, you can just typically kind of get right to the products there. And then if I do put any oils on the length of my hair, again, to seal, not to moisturize, but to seal moisture, I typically use this one here. All right, now for some deep conditioners or hair masks that I like. I use two, not on the same day. This one is one that I really love. It's 53% off right now. Look at that. This one is by pH Labs. This is the Extra Butter Deep Moisture Mask. It has cocoa nut butter and rose extract in it. It is really, really nice. It does have fragrance in it. If you're fragrance sensitive, I want you to know that. But this is a very it smells so good. You guys, if you're not fragrance sensitive, this smells amazing. I love how it smells. This gives my hair so much slip. This is a hair mask. It's not a protein deep conditioner. So if you are protein sensitive, this is one. If you're just looking for moisture and hydration in a hair mask, this is one that I like to use just for that reason. It gives my hair so much slip. It smells wonderful. Again, I don't put it on my scalp as conditioners you typically keep to the lengths of your hair. So I don't really worry about the fragrance so much for things that I'm not actually putting on my scalp. But everybody's skin is different. So, you know, use your own judgment on that one. But it's made in Italy. I've used this one and the shampoo and conditioner from this brand. And I like all of them for my, you know, hair, which is on the drier side. I feel like they are super moisturizing. Again, this is a deep moisture mask. It gives your hair so much slip. It's great for detangling as well if your hair is on the drier side. So 53% off is definitely something you can take advantage of. And then this is something that honestly I used to use back on my wigs back in the day, but I actually, you know, I was like, this is for like hair though. It's not for like actual like wig maintenance. So I wanted to see what the ingredients are. I know silicones are something that some people like in their routine, some people avoid. My hair actually likes and needs silicones. My hair gets super coarse. It can feel very dry without it. So I've actually incorporated silicones in my hair routine just to help my hair feel very soft and also help strengthen it up, because silicone adds a protective coating on your hair. So if you're doing heat styling, or if your hair might be a little bit more prone to damage for different reasons, having silicone as a protective coating might be something that you'll like. With that said, it is important that if you're using that, you use something to clarify, because you don't want it to build up on your hair. So using a good clarifying shampoo will be beneficial. All right, but this is 20% off. Silicone mix. This is a really nice deep conditioner for your hair. It has a little bit of protein, but this is not a protein dominant treatment. So it balances strengthening and moisturizing your hair. Again, if your hair is protein sensitive, which it could possibly be, just going in with the protein treatment without any type of guidance on it could, you know, make your situation a lot worse. So treatment, stuff like that, I typically try to, you know, just stick to professionals for using that on my hair. But ones that have like a little bit of protein and moisture balancing products, Those are ones that I'm all about. I don't think any product has given my hair more slip than using this one. I've added this back in my routine, just not every week, but I would say maybe twice a month. For me, works for me. I do clarify regularly though. Just as a deep conditioner, you can, you know, put a cap on and sit and use heat to, heat just helps a deep conditioner activate more quickly. But silicone mix by Avanti, it says here that it needs 3 minutes on the hair. So I put it on maybe a little longer than 3 minutes, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes with the, with just a plastic cap on there, just to kind of, you know, let the hair kind of warm up on its own. And then I rinse it out, even without, you know, using like a hair dryer or something like that to make it go deeper in the hair. And it still gives my hair so much slip and softness. So yeah, I would recommend this as a deep conditioner. Again, it has a little bit of protein. My hair, I don't like to add too many other treatment things because I don't want to, you know, mess myself up there, but it's really nice and balanced. So strengthening and moisturizing. There's another one that I want to try. It's the Silicone Mix Bamboo that I've heard a lot of good things about, as far as just it adding a lot of slip and hydration to the hair. So once I give that a try, I will come back and report back to you. Now, I don't have that many treatments, but this is one that I have used and liked. This is the K18 leave-in repair hair mask, molecular repair hair mask. Okay, so this is a bond treatment. K18 has its own patented bond technology for hair. This is a mask. Now, I did see that it's a leave-in treatment. However, if your hair typically needs, you know, if you're more coarse or coily and your hair needs a conditioner, K18, the brand, did say that it's okay to use a conditioner after you use this product on your hair, but not before. Because you want, you know, you just want to use this after shampooing so it can go right into the skin. But they did say that you can use a conditioner after the hair. Okay, bond repair and a protein treatment are different. I'm not going to try to break it down for you because, again, I know what I'm talking about just a little bit. But bond repair is repairing, they're formulated to help repair your hair from the inside out, actually strengthen the bonds which make up your hair. So they have their own patented technology on that one. If you need some strengthening, if you're experiencing some breakage or you have some damage and you want something to try to repair your hair, this is one that you might be able to give a try here. Really like this product. I've only used it like twice just because I try to just overall maintain the health of my hair. I don't feel like I need a bond, any type of bond treatment regularly. But if you use like Olaplex or something like that before, you know, you're already familiar with the bond treatment. So this one is a leave-in hair mask. But again, they did say, especially if your hair is on the coarser, more coily side, that you can use a conditioner after this, and it still works just fine to help repair bonds in your hair. So damage, whether it's chemical or physical damage to your hair, and you want to try to repair some bonds in it, this is something that you can give a shot. All right, I just wanted to include, because I don't really talk about this, but my wash day as somebody with very coarse, coily hair, if you know, there is no wash day for me without sectioning my hair. So I just use these little butterfly clips. I got red just because I thought they were cute here, but I like these. You get a pack of 12 of these. So you can have plenty to section your hair. Again, if you're doing deep conditioning treatments, things like that, if your hair is coarse and coily, it's a lot easier to apply when you have your hair separated into sections, and also when you're drying your hair, which I use the Revere when I use heat. I didn't have it in the carousel today, but I'll do a whole separate live on just like natural hair care, because I feel like then I'll use it there. But anywho, if you need, you know, just sectioning of your hair regularly, I just have these little butterfly clips here to just make it very easy to section and style my hair. Now I have a couple of leave-in conditioners that I also like for my hair. I have two here. Now let me actually check the ingredients on this because I'm not sure. This Pravana I use for when my hair just needs everything, basically. It does have some protein in it. It's like mid to low on the list, so it's not a protein dominant leave-in, but it does have protein in it, just FYI. This one was recommended. There's a length retention coach that I follow, and this is something that she uses on all of her clients' hair. So it's something that I picked up, and as you can see, I use quite regularly here. But I love this. This is an intense therapy leave-in. Again, it just makes my hair feel super soft, has a little bit of protein, so it can help strengthen your hair, which, again, if you're going to use heat or something like that, that's important to try to, you know, help strengthen your hair when you're using those, you know, heat styling products. If you don't use heat, then you may not need much of it, but you do need kind of a balance between the two, protein and moisture. So I do like this one. It's a really nice leave-in conditioner. It makes my hair feel super, super soft. It's easy to detangle. It's one of my favorite ones. I also have this one by AG. This is the conditioning detangling mist. Also makes my hair feel really soft. I use this one specifically when I want to use heat on my hair, which is usually just a blow dry. I haven't flat ironed my hair in so long. Well, heat is heat, okay, but at the end of the day, this is one that I use when I am going to use heat. If I'm not letting my hair air dry, then I'll use this one, or just, you know, I'll kind of go in between the Pravana and this AG hair care one. But this one, it says on the bottle here, it provides instant softness. It protects from heat. That's exactly what I got it for. It's a detangling spray. Either one of these really help kind of detangle my hair. For that one, let's see if I can read through the ingredients here. I don't think, oh yeah, this one also has a little bit of protein. The protein in this one is a little bit higher on the list, but again, it's kind of like a balanced one. It has a little bit of protein to help strengthen your hair. It's also it's also infused with rosemary and sage, just FYI on this. So I like both of these as a leave-in conditioner. And then one more step that I take. So after I put on my liquid leave-in conditioners, either or one of these, if I am going to use a blow dryer or something, even a lot of times I know a lot of hairstylists use this if they're going to do like a silk press. I don't silk press my hair anymore, but I do still like this before my blow dry. Again, that length retention coach that I follow also uses this on her clients. I was like, if it's good for her, it's good for me. Maybe not, but it's something that I went by. But this is the Paul Mitchell Super Skinny Serum. Okay, this is really great if you want to help your hair feel really smooth, especially with heat styling. It's also humidity resistant, which is really great if you want to, again, if you're going to use heat, you don't want to step into the humidity and just poof, your hair goes back. So I usually use this if I'm going to use any type of heat on my hair. It has a dimethicone, which is a silicone, which again is something that's actually helpful to your hair as a protective coating. Again, if you're using heat or things like that on your hair. So really like this one if you want to add that smoothness and softness to heat styling with your hair. This is something that I would recommend using, but just when you're doing heat styling. And then lastly, one thing that I have done, probably, when did I start doing this? Maybe I don't think it's quite been a year, but it's been probably nearly a year now, is adding back hair grease in my routine. I use it for the lengths of my hair, not on my scalp at all. I stick to the scalp treatments for that. But this has helped seal my hair as far as length retention goes, sealing in the moisture. So after you've done all of, you know, your leave-in conditioners, your deep conditioner, your regular conditioner, and your shower routine, your hair should be well moisturized and hydrated. Okay, but it's important to seal in that moisture. So you can use an oil. For me, with very coarse, coily hair, nothing has worked better for my hair personally than going back to the hair grease. I just use a little bit. I like this softy one because it's more lightweight. It's on the lightweight side. Honestly, there's so many that you can use. There's so many different brands out there. But I like this softy Indian hemp. It does say hair and scalp treatment. Again, me personally, I only use it on the limbs of my hair, but I love how it smells too. This takes me back to my childhood, back when my mama used to do my hair. I love how it smells. But this is awesome for sealing your hair if you have coarse, coily hair, if you have natural hair. Sealing in all of that moisture has left my hair moisturized until my next wash day, which is really important. So it's definitely something I will recommend. I've used other ones. I've used Blue Magic. I've used the Design Essentials one. I'm not sure. It's like Herbal 4 by Design Essentials. All of those have worked well. I like this one. It's lightweight. Works really, really well for my hair type. Important to seal in that moisture. You guys, you can use an oil, but for me, I find like oils just kind of they don't last as far as locking in that moisture on my hair type. So I like to use a hair grease. All right, you guys, I have reached the end of my care. So today, I hope that you have found some hair and scalp items that you can add to your routine that you enjoy. Once again, if you enjoyed this live and you're not already following me, I would love if you join my Amazon community here. You can just choose to follow, hit that follow button. And then if you choose notify me, you can get notifications to your phone for when I go live, which is weekdays between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern time. As always, if you can't join at that time, no worries. All of my live streams do save to my storefront under the live streams tab. So you can always just check in and see anything that you missed. You can do your shopping through me right here on Amazon. So I do fashion, beauty, home, lifestyle here. If you guys missed, I will be revisiting some home decor last week, but I've done some floral arrangements that you kind of see in my background here, as well as just general home decor. I've done lots of skincare and hair care pretty recently. So all of that and some more things as I start getting some spring wardrobe stuff. All of that I'll be covering here. So thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a wonderful